When passing through Rhode Island, anybody who's been there can tell you that the city of Newport is a must-visit. Being a cultural, historical, and beautiful seaside town, it's no wonder that it attracts record numbers of tourists every summer. But depending on what direction you come from, you might not know that Newport belongs to an entire hub of coastal life. A place called Aquidneck Island. On the island, Newport is actually neighbored by two other towns, Portsmouth and Middletown. And while they definitely have a much more small-town feel to them, many people here are proud to call it home. So much so, in fact, it's actually created a generations-old joke that nobody ever leaves the island, as many people believe the three towns create the perfect place to grow up, start a family, and even settle down later on in life. But to understand what makes it so special to those people, let's take a closer look into the towns that make Aquidneck Island so unique. Despite its obvious small-town nature, Portsmouth actually carries a lot of history within its roots. It was the first to be founded of the three towns, way back in 1638, and it had many parts of the Revolutionary War take place on its soil. Since then, it's managed to keep that small-town lifestyle around, just the way the locals like it. Even though Portsmouth doesn't really have a town center, the high school kind of acts as the heart of the town in a lot of ways. Things like Friday night football games and just events at the school kind of just bring everybody together, and it's nice in that way. Likely the next closest thing to a gathering place is the town's senior center, a historic building that dates back to the early 20th century. Sadly, due to its age, the building is set to close in the coming months. The future of the senior center isn't clear, but the town wants to make sure that events that are held here definitely still have a future. Amidst the well-traveled bridges and its many windy neighborhoods, Portsmouth is perhaps best known these days for its less-traveled views of the Mount Hope and Narragansett Bay. Some locals are lucky enough to have views like these not far from their back door. By contrast, Middletown fulfills a bit of a different purpose. Due to it being the main shopping district for the island, as well as its relatively smaller size, the town is often considered an errand pass-through for locals and travelers alike. What some folks might not know, however, is that most of Newport's well-known beaches aren't in Newport at all. They're actually in Middletown. Because of the ties to the local beaches, sometimes the blend between Middletown and Newport can be a little bit hard to tell apart. Just a short drive away, though, is the downtown Newport area, which is very well known for its many restaurants and bars and rich history. While this area is filled with tourists during the summer, locals tend to enjoy exploring downtown Newport much more during the winter. Without the tourists and with the area decorated fairly nicely for the holidays, winter in downtown Newport is definitely a sight to see. In hindsight, being able to grow up on Aquidneck Island was a truly unique experience. It's easy for me to say that growing up in a quiet coastal landscape became natural, sometimes even dull for me over the years. But not everybody can say they got to experience living in a place like this, and looking back, I'll always appreciate it. Maybe that's why some folks never leave.